July 1997, Grand Canyon National Park. I am collapsed I'm laying fake dead in front of a warning sign that just lists, it's like a litany of all the ways that the Grand Canyon can kill you. Because it turns out it's beautiful. It's amazing, but if you've never been there, it turns out that it's also the most deadly of our national parks, and there's warning signs everywhere that'll say, do this, Grand Canyon will kill you. Do that, Grand Canyon will kill you. Do this, Grand Canyon, it will kill you. And so all I can think is like, well, let's mock it. And I collapse in front of this warning sign, and my buddy Scott is getting a picture of me. It's just a joke, right? And it's while I'm laying there collapsed, and I'm only on the ground for a few seconds, but this woman starts screaming because she thinks I'm really dead, which was awesome. And it was sadly all the encouragement that my very, very young, very malformed little decision-making brain needed to then make to decide, I'm going to get my picture taken like this everywhere I go. And I did. Christmas, Rockefeller Center. There's a guy on the ground. Lobby of the Maui Four Seasons. Excuse us. You're not a guest. Would you please get up off the floor? It was just, but I had to get my picture, right? I had to do it. And I had all these ridiculous pictures of me basically just laying on the ground, right? But I did it everywhere I went, including August of 2000, Cairo, Egypt, Great Pyramid of Giza. And I'm standing there, and all I could think is, I got to get the picture. I got to get the picture. And most people would be like, oh, Sam, that is like a phenomenally bad idea. They would be right. But in my defense, and I do have a defense in this, is a couple of things. One, it was 2000, right? It was a pre-9/11 world. It was a different world. It was a completely different world. And maybe more importantly, if there was one thing that I'd really come to understand about the Egyptian people in the 12 hours that I'd been in country, they know comedy. And I knew this via my extensive research of 1 hour earlier, I was standing in downtown Cairo, staring up at a marquee over a theater. It wasn't even a marquee, it was like this huge billboard. And my jaw was on the ground because I'm looking at these giant caricatures of Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Vernon Jordan, and Linda Tripp. And towering over all of them was this huge caricature of Monica Lewinsky in the Gap dress, complete with a caricature presidential stain. And I mean, my jaw is on the ground. And my guide, this kid Tamir, he was great. He was 26 years old. We were around the same age, and he was awesome. But he's laughing hysterically, and he's going like, "Oh, it is a play. It is a comedy most famous in all of Cairo. It is called Clinton and the Blue Dress." And I'm like, oh, dear God, like this is what I had like flown halfway around the world to get away from, right? But no, I'm standing downtown Cairo, like staring at this thing, and Tamir's going like, oh, it is sold out for a year. Everybody loves it. It was so popular. It was so popular, the government made them change the name from Clinton in the Blue Dress to Kimmel in the Blue Dress because they were afraid it would upset diplomatic relations with the United States. Like, this is how big of a deal it was. So excuse me for an hour later being at the pyramids with a head full of Clinton in the blue dress, staring at the pyramids thinking like, I got to get my picture. I got to get it. I got to get it. Now the thing is, it's like the pyramids, if you've never been there, it's stunning the way that they're laid out against the horizon. It's desert all the way behind them, but up front, it's like Cairo's built right up to the edge of them. Then there's this large plaza, and then there's the pyramids. And I look at Tamir, and I go, okay, this is what's going to happen. And, you know, the thing about it is, it's like, Tamir, this isn't like a college gig, like a summer gig for him. He's a college graduate with degrees in history and tourism. He is a licensed guide. This is his career. And I don't know how many hundreds of people he's taken to the pyramids, but I can guarantee you I'm the only one who ever said to him, all right, bro, what's going to happen is I'm going to give you my camera, and then I'm going to jam out there and just collapse, and you get a picture of me laying dead, right? And he's like, oh, what? No, very bad idea. And I'm like, no, it's great. I do it all the time. I give my camera, and I take off, and I run across the plaza, and I get to the middle, and keep in mind, it is the height of tourist season. There are thousands of people there, and I just collapse like I've been shot. And I'm laying there on the ground, and I'm thinking like, this is awesome. Like, this is going to be, you can't get a bad picture of the pyramids, right? It's impossible to take a bad picture of the pyramids. And the only thing making it better, me dead on the ground. This is what's going through my mind when I start hearing, like, there was a commotion, and there was like a bunch of running, and there was yelling in Arabic. And then I heard it. The unmistakable sound of metal ratcheting. And I opened my eyes, and I was staring up into 6 fully automatic assault rifles pointed at me, courtesy of the Egyptian tourist police. In Egypt, they have 2 kinds of police. They have normal, regular police, and then they have the tourist police, who guard all of the historical sites, all of the hotels, museums, wherever there's tourists, they're the tourist police. And I'm not even afraid. Like, my whole body just goes cold. I'm in shock. I've never stared at a gun like this before. And my hands just started to open slowly, and I started muttering, American, 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 as if like that was the code word. Like, no, it's fine. And I could see Tamir walking over, like, out of the corner of my eye. And then next thing I know, like, I'm getting turned over. I'm getting frisked. They kicked my backpack away. And then they pull me off the ground, and we're getting, like, escorted out of the pyramids. And there's, like, I have a cop on each side of me, and then there's one in front of me who, this guy, he's obviously in charge, and he is pissed. Like, from the back, I could see he's walking angry. Like, he's got that, like, I'm walking angry. And I'm looking at Tamir, and I'm trying to, like, what have I done? What is the crime of laying on the ground, right? Like, I don't know. Like, what have I done? And we're walking out, and Tamir, and I'm trying to get his attention, but he's like, no. And they get us, like, across the plaza and out, like, away from the tour bus, away from the tourists, and back behind the bathrooms. And then this cop, he turns to Tamir, and he starts questioning him in Arabic. And as soon as this guy heard the word joke, he just fucking lost his mind. Like, his head exploded, and he started screaming, ah! And I am like, oh my God, what? And I'm like, what? Tell me, what did I do? And as soon as I spoke, he, like, turned and bit my head off, screaming at me in Arabic, and he's just going on and on. And God love him, Tamir is trying to translate, but all I'm picking out is, like, words, like just things like Luxor, Jihad, tourists, murder. And I got it, and it hit me, and I knew exactly what he was talking about. Because 3 years earlier, Islamic jihadists had decided that they wanted to overthrow the government and start a civil war. Well, how do you overthrow the Egyptian government and start a civil war? Well, their idea was, let's collapse the economy. The single most important component of the Egyptian economy is tourism. It's something like 1.5%. Back then in 2000, it was something like 1.5% of the entire world's travel budget was spent traveling to Egypt. So what these guys did, these jihadists went to Luxor, which was the number 2 most traveled to destination in Egypt. And they figured, how do you kill the Egyptian economy? Well, you kill tourists. You kill tourism, and how do you kill tourism? You kill tourists, and that's what they did. They gunned down 63 tourists, Germans, Americans, Japanese. They just slaughtered these people. And it was then that the Egyptians created the tourist police. And now here I am, 3 years later, funny guy, collapsed on the ground in front of the number 1 reason why people travel to Egypt. And this guy is pissed. This cop is angry. His entire job is to keep this place safe. You know? And you have to look at it like from his perspective. What does he see on the ground? He sees a body and a backpack. The two most horrible things he could see. This was not funny to him. You know, and you know what else doesn't look very good on like your report or like world headlines? Jewish American accidentally shot to death at the pyramids by the police. No, he is pissed and he is screaming, and I get it and I feel horrible. I am just like overwhelmed with how bad I feel. And he's screaming, and then I just look at Tamir, and Tamir's like stricken. And Tamir looks at me and he goes, "He wants my license." Here I am, like I've been in country like maybe 13 hours, right? It is horrible. And now I'm like nearly causing an international incident. I'm getting this guy's license taken away. It is horrible. And I just do, the only thing I can do is I just stand in front of Tamir, I body block him. And I go, no, me, I'm sorry, it's me, I'm stupid, just stupid, I'm so sorry. It's like, I'm a stupid American. I'm just a stupid American. And I'm so sorry. You know, we're dumb. We don't think. And I'm going on like this. And I'm looking at it, and I feel horrible. And and then I think I see something. And I'm not sure if what I see is actually what I see. So I'm like, I used to play a lot of poker. And they always say, look for the tell. And I was like, stupid American? Stupid American, stupid. And sure enough, this guy, like, there was like a little twinge in his eye and a twinkle, and he was like, yeah. He loved hearing me. He loved two things, like seeing me grovel and hearing. He didn't speak much English, but he knew stupid and he knew American, and he loved when you just put those two together. And I got it. Because I can't afford to lose a lot of money at poker, so I was always looking for tells, and this was his tell, and I'm like, stupid, dumb American, and I follow him, and I'm so sorry, bad, and I just sell it. To him, because poor Tamir, I mean, a couple of things. I had 5 more days left with Tamir, so he needed to have his license and not pull Jihad on me for destroying his career. And also, it was just like, it was the right thing to do. I had to do anything I could to protect him. And I went on and on like this until finally, I don't know if I wore the cop out or what, or he just got enough where he was able to like take a step back from his rage and calm down for a second and be like, ugh. And he took a breath, and then he just shook his head, that same shake I've seen a lot in my life. And he just goes like that, which is the universal sign of get the hell out. And we did. And we had this long way to walk, and we're walking, and Tamir is pissed, and we're walking fast, right, to get the hell out of there. And Tamir is pissed. But the thing is, it's like, this one question popped into my head, right, as we're like storming out. And it was like, I gotta know. And then it's like, do not ask. I'm like, but I got to. And then the thing is, it's like, I wouldn't be me if I didn't ask, and if I wasn't me, we wouldn't be in this trouble anyway, but I had to know. And so as we're walking out, I was like, did you get the picture? And Tamir's like, yes, I got the picture. Thing was, though, this is so long ago. This was when it was actually on film, and it was like 5 weeks until I got home and actually got to see the picture, and it's horrible. It's a great shot of the pyramid, but then there's like this pile of laundry on the ground, and it makes no sense. It was awful. It was awful. But the thing was, like I said, I still had like several days left with Tamir, and this guy was angry. And so at the end of the day, it didn't matter how much I apologized, I gave him a huge tip. Because if there's something that I've learned in all of my travels, it is that nothing says, I am sorry, like money. Thank you very much.